Hi, I'm Jenny from the Fredericktown Community Library, and today we're going to be reading Curious George, Farm to Table. Let's begin. George was helping his friend Marco make his famous tortillas for his abuela's birthday dinner. George reached for a bag on the windowsill, but accidentally fell to the ground. "Don't worry, George," said Marco. "That is the masa, or cornmeal, we use to make tortillas. I'm sure that we have more." Marco looked in the cupboard. "Uh-oh, I thought we had more," he said. George had an idea. He knew exactly where they could find more masa Marco needed. They walked to the local grocery store and asked the store clerk, "Masa? Oh, I'm sorry. I just sold the last bag. But I promised my grandmother I would make tortillas for her birthday," said Marco. "Beep, beep. You're in luck. The delivery man is here," said the store clerk. "My Uncle Enrique," Marco exclaimed. "Let's ask him for masa." "Uncle Enrique, today is Abuela's birthday. I want to make her tortillas, but don't have any masa," said Marco. "No masa? I don't have any on my truck. But I know where we can get some," said Uncle Enrique. "My job is to deliver food from the warehouse to the grocery store," Uncle Enrique explained. "Let's drive to the warehouse to make more masa." Unfortunately, the warehouse manager said that they did not have any masa. "I'm waiting for a shipment, but hold on." She took them to a different part of the warehouse. "You might find one bag up there," she said, pointing to the top shelf. Luckily, George was an expert climber. When he reached the top, he saw the masa. George had saved the day. With the bag tucked under his arm, George started to climb down the shelf. "Wait, George, toss the masa to me," shouted Uncle Enrique. "I'll catch it." George tossed the bag. Just then, the warehouse manager yelled, "Watch out!" to another employee. Distracted, Uncle Enrique looked away, and as the bag fell to the ground and burst open. As they left the warehouse, Uncle Enrique said, "I'm sorry, Marco. Abuela won't have any tortillas for her birthday. It's all my fault." They climbed back into the delivery truck. George looked at the back of the empty bag. He pointed to the picture. "George, you're right. That's the mill where they make the masa. There's even an address. And it's not too far away," said Uncle Enrique. They decided to drive to the mill. Inside the mill, a worker showed them how masa is made. Grains like corn and wheat come to the mill and are cleaned and inspected. Then the grains are put into a grinder and come out as cornmeal or flour. Next, it is sifted to remove the parts we don't need. Finally, the cornmeal or flour is bagged and shipped to the warehouse. "Could we have one bag of masa?" asked Uncle Enrique. "I'm sorry, the corn comes from the local farmers, but there wasn't enough rain this year and a drought delayed the corn harvest. No corn, no masa." George knew a local farmer who grew corn. He even stored rainwater for his crops. George pointed the way to the Rekiness farm. "Thanks to my water tank, we stored enough water to get through the season. I harvested corn all day today," said Farmer Rankins. Farmer Rankins was happy to help. He gave them fresh and dried corn. They took the dried corn to the mill, where it was ground into masa and put into bags, while Uncle Enrique took the bags to the warehouse to be packaged for the grocery stores. George and Marco took one bag home to make tortillas. George now understood that the food in the stores came from farmers like his friend Mr. Rankins. At last, Marco was able to make his famous tortillas for his abuela's birthday dinner. The whole family loved them. George did too. The end.